up here, but
I
if
called
it's
it.
what we if it if it's what I just said about my bold prediction, would that not be wild? I know it's probably not.
It is
But
wild,
who
but I did call it. I said they'd trade up. They'd
mhm.
probably move some of the sixth round
They
picks.
nope, they traded a it's in the chat. They traded 195 and a 2026 fourth.
Ooh, that's hefty. That's
Yeah,
got to
don't
be
know
a
that I
really good player. I'm gonna say this is either. Let's look at it real quick.
let me look at my best available.
I'm gonna say based on my best available, this could be Marcus Mimbow if they look at him as a tackle, Torrey Horton, Chris Paul Jr., Smile Mondin Jr. I could see Kobe Bryant, Cam Williams from Texas. Yeah, I think it's gonna be one of those guys.
I think it's going to be Torrey Horton or Chris Paul Jr.
Oh, I would be ecstatic.
That's my gut. I don't think it's going to be like a quarterback. It's obviously not going to be running back. It
Talk
could be a
about
receive. I mean, I said Torrey Horton. Let me look at the other receivers. I mean, Restrepo. I don't know that I see it. I don't know that I love any receivers left at this spot.
a fourth rounder next year. That's steep. So this has to be somebody that they're really high on, and they did not think would make it here.
We'll see. I really hope it's a linebacker. I hope it's one of those that we mentioned. If not, Torrey Horton.
I think I'd go with Chris Paul Jr. or Torrey Horton here.
Me too. I hope it's Chris Paul Jr. personally.
He fits so perfectly. Him,
Yeah.
I think it could be Smile Mondin Jr. The pick is in. They're ready. So we'll see what ends up happening here. I knew that they would do this. I'm really, yeah.
I love how it always just gets dead silent right before the pick is announced. We just hold our breath. Is it Cameron Williams, offensive tackle from Texas? Is that confirmed?
That's one of the guys I mentioned.
I'm trying to decipher because I don't see that anywhere else. People are saying no, and guys, don't clown me in the chat.
I could, I see Restrepo in the chat. I could totally see him doing that. Come on, make the Colorado State Ram a Los Angeles Ram. If they go wide receiver, Torrey Horton. My best
Torrey
fits.
Horton or Chris Paul Jr. is who I want.
Those are my two best fits. Then after that, Kobe Bryant,
It's Ty Hamilton.
Ty Hamilton.
I am completely blanking.
Um,
Ty defensive tackle Ohio State. Oh yeah. Um
Oh, I got notes on
uh
him. Okay. All right. What are your thoughts before I bring up my notes?
I don't understand what's going on positionally here. I'm just going to be honest. I don't understand this at all. I you got Braden Fisk, Kobe Turner, Puna Ford, Desjuan Johnson. I'm blanking on all that you just gave up. I mean, who am I blanking on? Our Jake, the other defensive tackle we have.
Tyler Davis.
Yeah, Tyler Davis, Laurel Murchison. I mean, I'm not. Again, why so early? Why are you trading up
Well,
right here and giving up, you know? And if I'm looking at my best available defensive tackles as well, um, you know, and again, I don't actually really love any of them right here. So maybe I guess the Rams didn't either and they wanted to address it. I guess that's what it is. Maybe they really wanted to address defensive tackle, and that was the last guy on their board that they really liked. Um, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is about where he would go. I didn't finish my grading of him. I just have notes on him. So sometimes I get around to guys and I don't get to fully grade them. Puka Nakua being one of them, guy that I loved when they drafted him, but I didn't finish my grading. So Hamilton's another one of those guys. I mean, powerful, high effort defensive tackle. I have, undersized, but I also don't give a rip about undersized. 6'3", 299, elite RAS scorer. I mean, really, really good athlete. I just think as much as I like, by the way, he's the brother of Jaguars defensive tackle Devon Hamilton. So if that rings a bell, but this is a guy, extreme work ethic, national champion with the Buckeyes, and they relied on him. He started all 16 games for them this past year. He's different. He can play in different sets. 3 tech, 600 plus snaps in 2024. But the things that I came away with on film that I didn't like, I thought he was inconsistent. The lateral agility is lacking. I know he tested well, but I didn't quite see that. I don't see him as much of a pass rusher right away. I see him as more of I would say he's more of a run defender here. That's what I think. They're getting a guy that can work in this rotation. Here's my concern, right? My real concern here is you gave up a 4th round pick in 2026 for a guy that I don't necessarily think. I don't think he's the guy you had to go crazy and trade up for. I don't think that's great value there. In my opinion, I would give this probably a C grade because I think there are better players available. I just do at more important positions. They clearly liked him a lot, but I just don't get the trade up using a 4th round pick next year. I think that's way too rich. I thought the trade value chart would have put them at probably giving up a 6th and another 6th, and maybe you give up 3 6s or 2 6s, but a 4th rounder in 2026 is that's a lot. So they gave up a lot. They must have a plan for him. Like I said, I would say it's a C because of what they gave up. I don't think he's a bad player. I just don't know. This is how I would end it, Alexis. I don't know how much better he is than a Desjuan Johnson. I don't know how much better he is than a Tyler Davis. I don't know how much better he is than a Laryl Murchison, right? So he has some things that you can add to the room. I just don't love this pick. This is the first one where it's a head scratcher for me. There were also better defensive tackles available, in my opinion. So not just better players, but also better at that position. I look at Pegues from Ole Miss. Yeah. I like him. I like Aeneas Peebles from Virginia Tech, and Nazir Stackhouse from Georgia, as well as Howard Cross III from Notre Dame. And can't forget about the guy who I like more than all those guys, Thor Griffith from Louisville. So, yeah, I felt like that was a little high, to give up a 4th rounder next year for him. But like I said, when you draft as well as the Rams do, and they have hit on a lot of defensive linemen, I wasn't as high on Kobe Turner. He ended up being a stud. You get the benefit of the doubt from me. So
yeah, and it's not really even so much about Hamilton for me. I do agree. I think this is high for him. As a prospect, but I think it's just a little bit, like you said, all that we gave up for him, plus the fact that I don't really think the defensive tackle rotation, this was an urgent need. I mean, Chris Paul Jr., right? These inside linebackers, I think made a lot of sense positionally for what the Rams need here. Even receiver, defensive back, whether that's corner or safety. I know people are like, oh, they're going after Ramsey, but still, I don't love Um, I don't really like this, guys. If I'm being honest, and it has nothing to do with Ty Hamilton. I'm sure, I can watch more of him, and I'm sure that he can be, a really good player. I think that 2026 fourth round pick hurts a little bit. I think that's a lot.
That is a lot.
Um,
I
that's a
know there's
lot.
some people saying,
So,
well, that equates to a late fifth round. That's a lot, though. So my brother actually really likes this player from what he's texting me right now. He had him in his mock. Um, he didn't agree with the trade. I think that's really what it comes down to. I think that fourth round, some people say it's not a big deal. I think in a really deep class like 2026 is, I do think it's a big deal. So
mhm.
I think that's a lot. I like, I like the player. I just don't know. I thought there were better players than him. And I also just feel like, and keep in mind, guys, drafting need here doesn't necessarily make a ton of sense. Because if you need somebody and you're waiting until the fifth round to replace that, I don't know how much of a benefit that's going to be. But I think there were better players at other positions. I think there were better players at the position. My final thoughts are that I think he's a good player. I didn't agree with the trade, and that's that. I give it a C because of the trade. I think the player deserves a C plus. So that's my draft grade. Of course, before we have actually seen him play. To be fair, this is just
Right.
a post draft, but not a